my practice, for years, I've worked with a lot of kids with learning disabilities, dyslexia, autism, and we've made a lot of progress with many of my patients. Everybody, you'll progress a little bit to enormously, but the feedback I get from the parents is very, very satisfied. One of the kids I'm working with now, 11 years old, wonderful young boy, just in the past week, went from being able to typically say one or two words unassociated to make a 5 or 6 sentence thought process, very well conceived, well planned, with introduction, thought process, question, asking. You know, he wanted to go stay at somebody's house. Called him up. Wouldn't you mind if I come over? I'll pack my bag. I'll get this all ready. I can get a ride. And pretty please, can I come? Would that be okay with you? Call me. And left a message. And his parents were astounded. He just did it on his own. And then he went on to take the phone, and there was a text messaging block. At the same time, he also unblocked the text messaging. Nobody's ever told him how to do that. And text messaged the message also. That's pretty incredible. And that's the kind of things we see. Another girl, a young lady, I went up and did some work at this autistic school. I was invited to come work there. I did a long weekend of treatment, and one of the children I worked on, she was about 3.5 years old, really sweet young girl, and she was just, when I got up there, I talked to the little girl's mother, and the husband was kind of tending the little girl as she kind of just went from one place to the other around the room, just going all over the place, not being able to focus for more than a few moments at any one thing. And I talked to the mom and told her, well, it'll probably take me about an hour or so to, if I work really quickly, we'll try to get all the primary things done. There's certain things I do in each visit that are pretty lengthy, but you don't seem to ever have to do them again. There's some things that just start the process to reboot the body's brain computer. And it usually takes me an hour to 2 hours to get that done. And the mother says, well, that's impossible. She never sits still for more than a half a minute, let alone an hour. And I said, well, let's see what we can do. So brought the little girl, got her on the table, and I started doing the work I do. Nothing is painful, everything is very gentle and non-force. And an hour later, well, it was an hour and 15 minutes later, we finished, got everything done. And the little girl was just laid there loving it the whole time. And the mother was just astounded. So the little girl got off the table, and I started working on the mom. The little girl went and played with her dad, and they played catch in a room next door, and they just sat down and read, and they did things together, which was amazing. They were so pleased. So I finished working on the mom, and they were my last patient that evening. And we were on the second story, in a second-story office. And there was this big winding spiral staircase that went down. And the little girl kind of ran ahead, grabbed her coat, ran ahead. And as she's walking down the stairs, she was putting the coat on and zipping up the zipper. And her parents just looked. Not only had she never zipped up a zipper before, but that was the first time in that little girl's life she ever walked down the stairs. She would always slide on her behind or had to hold somebody's hand. And that in just an hour. You know, simple, people are so, there's some simple things that you can do just to get yourself reset. I work with athletes. One of my patients just won 3 gold medals at the U.S. Open swim meet this year. He's got a full 4-year scholarship. He's the captain of a prestigious university swim team. Just missed the Olympics by that much, beat out by Phelps. So I help tune people up, people that, average people. One young lady, she was a really good runner, but she never won. She always came in 4th or 5th and just could never win any races. And so I worked on her, and she was referred to me by her coach's dad, who was a chiropractor about 100 miles away, because she needed some shoe inserts, which was one thing that I encourage all my patients to get. So I got her fitted with the shoe inserts, and she was running a lot better, and her knee was straightening out, but she still wasn't winning any races. So about towards the end of the year, I'm working on about 9 months. I'd see her maybe once a month or once every month, and usually she'd come in just before she had a race or some meet she was involved in. Well, this particular weekend she was going to be running in the state meet, and so I just learned an additional technique that was chiropractic to help balance out sort of an emotional adjustment. And what we did is we sort of did a little testing to find out, a little muscle testing, and find out about winning. So we went ahead and we asked a few questions, did a little muscle testing, and found something that had happened about her winning as a child. And then I did a chiropractic adjustment on her, and this whole took about 3 or 4 minutes. And they left and didn't notice anything and other than usual feel good after the adjustment. So on Monday I got a call from the mom, and not only had this young girl won her first race, she broke the state record. She went on and just broke the state record in that distance. 2 weeks later, she got a call from the Olympic Training Committee. They flew her out. She went to the Olympic training camp all the way through high school. She got a full 4-year scholarship at a university for track, and she's long since graduated. But what I do is I didn't make her a champion. I didn't make her the greatness that she is. That's all within her. I just help her get it balanced so she could achieve it, so she could fulfill her dream, so that take the restrictions out so you can win. And that's what I do. I don't change people. I help people change themselves. Whatever it is you want to accomplish, I'll be there to help you.